Right now, something is watching your thoughts. Something is experiencing this moment through your eyes. You call it you. But what is that exactly? Scientists say it's just neurons. Religions say it's your eternal soul. But here's the kicker. Both might be completely wrong. I'm Harry, and I've been obsessed with this question for years. Today, we're going down the rabbit hole to find out if you're just a biological robot or something far more extraordinary. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that weird feeling when you look in the mirror, like there's someone behind your eyes looking back? That's not just me, right? That feeling of being you, not your body, not your thoughts, but the thing experiencing them. Well, congratulations. You just stumbled onto humanity's biggest unsolved mystery. And by the end of this video, you're either going to feel completely enlightened or have an existential crisis, maybe both. Let's start with what most humans think. Walk into any room on Earth, and 9 out of 10 people will tell you they have a soul. But here's where it gets wild. Nobody agrees on what that actually means. Christians believe God personally crafts each soul and breathes it into you at conception. Your soul is literally made in God's image. No wonder you feel special, right? Death? Your soul gets judged and goes to heaven, hell, or purgatory forever. Muslims agree souls come from Allah, but add this mind-bending twist. Your soul existed before your body and actually made a promise to God before you were born. Death is just going home to honor that promise. But Hindus laugh at all this creation talk. Your soul, they call it Atman, is eternal. No beginning, no end. You've been cycling through different bodies for millions of lifetimes, collecting experiences like a cosmic Pokemon trainer. Then Buddhists show up and drop the ultimate plot twist. There is no soul. What you think is you is just a bunch of constantly changing mental processes. Yet somehow, your karma carries forward when you die. Make it make sense. Here's what blows my mind. Despite completely different explanations, nearly every culture insists you're more than just meat and bones. Okay, so much for ancient wisdom. What does modern science say? Well, neuroscientists have literally mapped every inch of your brain, and here's what they discovered. Every single thing you call you, your personality, memories, emotions, even your sense of self, can be changed by messing with your brain. Damage certain areas, your personality completely shifts. Stimulate others, you suddenly feel spiritual. Anesthesia, you vanish entirely. If we have souls, why does your entire identity depend on 3 pounds of gray matter? But wait, there's more. Remember that famous experiment where a doctor claimed souls weigh 21 grams? Turns out, that study was garbage. Terrible method, tiny sample size. But millions of people still believe it because we desperately want proof. Then there's near-death experiences. Millions report floating above their bodies, seeing bright lights, meeting dead relatives. Sounds like soul travel, right? Except scientists can trigger identical experiences by stimulating specific brain regions. But here's where it gets interesting. Some legitimate scientists think consciousness might operate through quantum mechanics in your brain. If true, your awareness might be way more fundamental than anyone imagined. Philosophy takes this question and turns it into a full-blown mind pretzel. Ready? First, the hard problem of consciousness. Science can explain every brain process, but it can't explain why you experience anything at all. Why does red look red to you? Why does pain hurt? There's something it's like to be you. But why? Then there's personal identity. Every atom in your body gets replaced every few years. So what makes you? You. Your memories. But people with amnesia are still themselves. Maybe there really is something non-physical that continues. Here's a thought experiment that'll keep you up at night. If we gradually replaced every neuron in your brain with synthetic ones that work identically, would you still be you? At what point would your soul transfer? Or would it just disappear? Some philosophers think consciousness isn't produced by brains at all. It's a fundamental feature of reality, like gravity or electromagnetism. Maybe your soul is how the universe experiences itself through you. Now let's talk about the stuff that makes materialist scientists really uncomfortable. Dr. Ian Stevenson spent decades documenting kids who remember detailed past lives. Names, addresses, family secrets they couldn't possibly know. Over 3,000 verified cases. Fraud, coincidence, or actual evidence of soul reincarnation. Then there's terminal lucidity. People with severe dementia suddenly becoming completely coherent right before death. If consciousness is just brain function, how is this possible when the brain is mostly destroyed? Multiple witnesses report shared death experiences, leaving their bodies together during someone's passing. Collective hallucination or group soul travel. And yeah, psychic phenomena. Most of it's garbage, but some telepathy studies show results that technically shouldn't exist if we're just biological machines. But let's be honest, soul theories have massive problems. Evolution should have eliminated souls if they don't help survival. Why would natural selection waste energy on eternal spirits? How exactly does a non-material soul push around physical matter in your brain? We've never detected any mysterious forces acting on neurons. If humans have souls, what about chimps, dogs, bacteria? Where's the cutoff line and why there? What happens during multiple personality disorder? Do you have multiple souls? And identical twins? Do they share one soul or have separate identical ones? This is what we all really want to know, right? Materialists say you simply stop existing. The information pattern that was you dissolves like smoke. It's not scary because there's no you left to be scared. Religious folks insist on immediate judgment and eternal destinations. But they can't all be right about the details. Reincarnation believers say your consciousness continues in new forms. But why don't people remember past lives? And what determines your next body? Quantum consciousness theorists think your awareness exists in fields that survive death, potentially explaining ghosts and afterlife communications. Or maybe you return to some universal consciousness, like a drop rejoining the ocean. Here's where I'm going to blow your mind. What if everyone is partially right? You're made of atoms forged inside dying stars. Those atoms will outlast your body and form new structures, possibly new conscious beings. You're already immortal, just not how you expected. Maybe consciousness is information, the unique pattern that makes you you. Information can be copied, transferred, preserved. Future technology might literally download souls. Or perhaps we exist in dimensions we can't perceive, and death is just a perspective shift, like a 2D being discovering the third dimension. What if your sense of being a separate self is both completely real and a complete illusion? A temporary eddy in the stream of universal consciousness. So do we have souls? After going down every rabbit hole, here's my honest answer. We don't know, but asking the question changes everything. Whether you're neurons or spirit, quantum fields or divine breath, you are the universe becoming aware of itself. That's miraculous enough. Maybe the real soul was the consciousness we experienced along the way. What do you think? Drop your wildest theories in the comments. If this video made you question your entire existence, smash that like button and subscribe for more reality-breaking content. And remember, soul or no soul, you're experiencing something absolutely incredible right now. Don't waste it. See you next time, or next lifetime. Who knows?